Butterfly is the most beautiful, most challenging, and most powerful stroke out there. It seems like everybody wants to get better at butterfly. Unfortunately, a lot of the advice out there makes it seem way too complicated. And the truth is, it's actually very simple. If you just give me a few minutes, you'll discover the 5 butterfly techniques that can rapidly improve your butterfly. But before we do, let's take a quick look at some of the examples of how the best in the world do it. Did you see how simple that was? By the end of this video, your butterfly is going to become that simple. Many coaches and swim influencers out there complicate this part way too much. It is super simple. The fact of the matter is, in the rhythm of the butterfly, all you have to do is make sure that your chest goes down and your butt goes out. And then push your butt in and your chest goes back. The whole rest of the stroke follows this motion. And to simplify this, I'm gonna show you how to do it on land first. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna push the chest down, butt goes out, push the butt in, chest goes back. Down, in, down, in, down, in, down, in, down, in, down, in, down, in. And I'm streamline kicking butterfly. It's that simple. And you want to see it with the arms? When I put it right here, chest down, butt up. Chest out, butt in. Down, in, down, in, down, in. It's that simple, guys. That motion right there is the foundation of your butterfly. Now let's slowly bring it into the water. One of the simplest ways to establish that rhythm that I just showed you, one step closer to the water, is doing it with the kickboard. One trick I found with my swimmers and myself as well is that when you're on the kickboard like this and you have the surface of the water right here, all you have to do is focus on dipping the front of the board under the water, and look at my butt right here. It popped up, and then going back up on top of the water. Under, over, under, over, under, over. And it's like a push motion. You're just pushing that board under, and then you're letting it come up, just like this. And I'll show you how that looks in the water right now.
Just like we did on land, all we're doing here is the same thing. Pushing the front of the board underneath the water and then going back up. Underneath the water, going back up. Push it down and then let the whole rest of your body follow. Nice and easy.
Doing that with the board right there will solidify it in your mind. But now let's take that board away, put our arms by our side, and we're gonna kind of make a mermaid-like motion in the water. Again, chest is going down, butt is going up. We're not worried about the arms yet. This is a lot of the times where people get confused. They worry about how many kicks they need to do per stroke cycle. Don't worry about that at all. It'll all become natural, and you'll naturally do it without even thinking about it. So let's try this merman motion in the water first.
Board is gone, arms by our side, doing what we've been talking about this whole video. Pushing our chest down, butt goes up, push the butt down, chest goes back, and we're just flowing now. Keep the motion where it's pushing on the chest and then following through. That's the point. Feel that rhythm. Once we've established that pushing motion with the chest with arms by our side, we're gonna lift one arm up and let that arm lead us through that push motion. So the arm in front goes down as our chest goes down and our butt goes up. And then as we pull it back, our butt goes in, and we're just following that arm through. This is where that push motion is important. Visualize it, feel it, do it. Now, of course, after this progression, we want to finish with a full stroke. So just like we did with one arm, let's do with 2 arms. Follow both those arms in front with the chest going down. And then as you pull those arms back, your chest goes back and your butt goes down. And we just follow that rhythm. Same thing we did with the kickboard, same thing we did with our arms by our side, and with the one arm drill, now it's the full motion.
Strategy and technique number 2 is using our breath to not only get air, but also generate momentum. Did you know that Michael Phelps said that he actually in the 200 butterfly likes breathing every stroke because it helps him have more power and it just gives him more energy? Well, that's what we want to do with our butterfly, whether we're swimming a 200 or not. There's a technique that you can use, and all the best ones use it, that when you have your chin on the surface of the water, not way up here like the big misconception that a lot of beginners do, that they, for some reason, when they go for a breath, they come way out here, and that's why they're getting so tired in their butterfly, and it's making an already challenging stroke even harder. What we want to do is have our chin right on the surface of the water. I mean, look at these guys right here, Michael and Caleb. Look at them when they're swimming. See that right there? They're launching their body forward as they go for that breath. When they go for that breath, chin right on the surface of the water, they're just launching their head forward. And when you launch that head forward, what happens? Momentum is generated. And then you can just follow that momentum through and the stroke becomes easier. Now I know your next question, when do I time that breath? Well, we've already established the simple rhythm of the stroke, chest down, butt up. Well, now we're gonna just put that into that rhythm. So the big question is when do I get that breath? Well, let's start with our arms down. We're flowing down, and then as we pull them back, look what's happening. I'm in the perfect position to launch myself forward. Launch like this, arms come across, I fall back down. And as I fall back down, I just ride the wave through, and then we do it again. It's super easy to put a breath into your stroke, and it just gives you so much more energy and makes the stroke way more rhythmic. Technique strategy number 3 is let's get that kick right. The beauty at this point is, guys, is that we know that rhythm, we know how to put the breath in, and guess what? The kick is just a byproduct of what we've just been doing up until now. It's a ripple effect. So as we come down with the chest and pull back with our arms, the legs just snap to it. The main thing that we want to be aware of and be careful of is so that our legs don't hold us back. And there's one way that they can hold us back, and that's if we have stiff, rigid ankles. So let's loosen them up with a couple of stretches that I'm going to show you right now.
So first things first, it's really easy to manually push your ankles that direction. Guys, I've been doing this for a long time, so I can make my ankles go really far. But if you can't do it as far as I can, go according to your pain tolerance, all right? We want to do ankle rolls. One way, the other way, okay? We want to take it even further, and we want to sit on our ankles, and I'm going to grab this kickboard over here. We want to sit on our ankles, pull them back like this. This is when we can go really deep. Go back forward. And guys, this doesn't need to be done just poolside. You can do this when you're watching TV. When you're sitting with your feet up, just eating some popcorn, do some ankle rolls. Do some ankle rolls. If you do this consistently, your ankles will get more flexible and you'll be able to have propulsion with floppy ankles. And it's good to practice that whip kick even on land because it's a muscle memory, all right?
After we've got those legs nice and loose, now I want to put that whip action into motion in the water. And let's do that by leaning against the wall and trying to create a bubbling brook underneath the water as we whip those legs forward. Check it out.
Now, the main point of doing this is to make sure that we have those flexible ankles and we are generating propulsion with the water. So that's why we're gonna lean against this wall like this and try to create that bubbling brook underneath the water. And just look how I'm whipping it and causing those bubbles to come to the surface. This is a great drill to practice momentum and whipping the kick. And guys, if you want to know your true swim potential in this moment, I want you to take my quiz and we'll give you a score to let you know. Look in the comments below, click the link and find out.
Technique strategy number 4 is make sure that you ride the wave. One big contributing factor to your fatigue in butterfly is if you forget to ride the wave. And what do I mean by that? Well, let me show you right here. Just like we did before, when we get our arms going around, we don't want to just immediately pull back, because what that causes is chaos in our stroke. We're just kind of then doing like a seizure in the water. We want to ride the wave, and that also helps us establish the rhythm. So when our arms come around, go in and ride the wave. And then as soon as you feel that momentum stopping, you go for your next stroke. Then dive in, ride, okay? And it looks like this: dive, pull, dive, pull, dive, pull. It's that simple. Don't forget to ride the wave in your stroke. Just like with everything in a sport that requires endurance and fitness, you won't master the technique of butterfly unless you implement it in your training. Now, let me share with you a couple of fun ways and easy ways to get fitter in butterfly so that you can feel that technique a lot easier. My favorite way to incorporate butterfly, I was primarily a freestyle swimmer back when I was swimming competitively, but I also swam butterfly. And the way I brought my butterfly fitness up was doing 25s butterfly at the end of a workout, and then also within threshold sets. Say if I was doing 10 times 100, I would do the last 25 butterfly. And when you're swimming 100 freestyle or a 75 freestyle and then the next 25 is butterfly at the end of that rep, it's hard, but it builds fitness. Of course, when you do butterfly, especially in the early days of your fitness, make sure that you give yourself enough rest to be able to keep that technique up. Now let me know in the comments if you had any aha moments in that video, and be sure to share with me your progress. Now, if you want to see 5 surprising habits that could be slowing down your freestyle, check out this video. And my name is Lukas Siska. I'll see you next time.